All right, welcome to my video. Here we have my SDS100, which is tuned to the National Weather Service channel at 162.55 megahertz. I have a 3.5 millimeter stereo adapter cable that I made plugged into the headphone jack, and as you can see, it is fully seated in that headphone jack. This adapter cable takes the tip signal, or the left channel audio, and combines it and sends that to both channels of the corresponding 3.5 millimeter jack. I have a 3.5 millimeter to RCA stereo cable plugged into that, and that is plugged into the two channels of my dual channel oscilloscope. So with the tip signal from the headphone jack going to both the left and right channels of the stereo audio cable and being applied to the scope, we have a 100% in-phase signal here, as you can see. If I take channel 2, which is the yellow trace or the purple trace, and move it off the center line, you can see that the two channels are perfectly in phase. In fact, what we can also do here is I'll put on XY mode in a sec. Get this back to the same sensitivity. And now we'll turn on XY mode. Okay, well, there we have it. A perfectly in-phase signal. All right, because it's taking this, my adapter is taking the only the tip of the 3.5 millimeter jack and sending it to both channels. So it's a perfectly mono in-phase signal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the adapter cable. Okay, so we're going to unplug this.
Showers.
There's the National Weather Service.
Thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of rain. So now we're going to plug the stereo 3.5
The forecast for the East Lakeshore counties.
jack that feeds
Today,
the
mostly
oscilloscope
cloudy.
directly
Chance of
into the
showers this
headphone
morning.
jack of the
Highs in
Uniden.
the upper 60s.
Yes, it fully seats. It's not hitting any edges or anything. We're good there. Now, let's take a look. Well, look at that, huh? That is 180 degrees out of phase with some other weirdness going on. So I don't know what's going on in the DSPs or the FPGAs, or because it doesn't look like this is just a hardwired jack wiring error. It looks like something in the software or the DSPs or something is making this weird difference between the two channels. So let's turn XY mode off, and we can see that the two channels are definitely out of phase. So hopefully you can give this to the engineers and they can figure out what's going on, because this really isn't acceptable for such an expensive scanner. It's working perfectly otherwise. Also on radio reference forums, many other of your customers with the SDS100 have confirmed the same problem. So I really don't think this is a problem with my unit, which works perfectly in every other way. All right, thank you for your time and attention.